Hello everybody and welcome to Race 4 of the Legends Racing League Classic Truck Challenge here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Joining me today in the broadcast booth, new to the channel, is Thomas Fisher, broadcaster for the Legends Racing League. This race tonight was originally scheduled to go at Atlanta. Last minute changes were made to the schedule, and here we are racing at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. If you'll give me a minute, I'll go ahead and pull up the standings, and I'll give the audience an update on where everything sits in the championship coming into race number 4. Alright, I have it pulled up here. Erick Keplinger is your points leader with, if I can figure out how this website works, leading 1 point over Wolfgang Hoffman in second place, all of them with 3 starts, but a couple of drivers only with 2. In this series, there are a couple of rules that we should point out before we go racing here at Charlotte.
One of the very important rules that I think that we should acknowledge tonight is the bonus points. So bonus points are attributed for pole position, fastest lap, laps led, and if you lead 1 lap. So there would be a point if you lead a single lap, and then the person who leads the most laps overall will get an extra bonus point.
Looking at the standings coming into tonight, Erick Keplinger leads over Wolfgang Hoffman and Erick Heeter. Tyler Tomasi, the highest up driver with only 2 starts, but still 4th in the standings over Andrew Cootie with 3 starts. As we get set to go racing. Practice is going to wrap up in just another 8 minutes, so before we do that, we are going to go ahead and preview the Charlotte Motor Speedway. This track it's deceptively smooth. You think it's a lot smoother than it is, but when you actually get down there and go for a couple of laps, it turns out to be incredibly bumpy. We'll go ahead and get an onboard here of one of the drivers, and you can see really how bumpy this track is. We'll go ahead and go on board with Erick Heeter, and you can see the truck just rumbling around as they go into the corners. This track has not been repaved in a while, and it is extremely abrasive. And when you mix that with the trucks that they're running here tonight, the legacy trucks that are really slidey, they're really power sensitive, we are going to have a strong tire wear factor on play for tonight. So one thing that a lot of these drivers are going to need to watch out for is having to save their tires and try and make it to the end of this race.
That is a very good point that you raised there, Jonathan. Having ran many, many times at this track myself, they'll find that towards about the halfway stage in the race, that front right tire, the tire that really pushes them to turn into the corner, it will be completely destroyed by the end. As we can see Erick Heeter there doing a little skid across the grass.
Erick Heeter goes for a slide through the infield in practice. We'll go to second in points, Erick Keplinger, who is also slamming into the outside wall. Actually, no, Keplinger is your points leader. So we're still getting used to the standings, but I'm sure I'll get it figured out before the end of the night. Chad Adams, one of the drivers on track in that number 51. Looks like he tried to make a Toyota, but if we look at the front of the car, it still has the Chevrolet badge. So, Chad, if you're listening, you might want to get that sorted out.
Let's put in a setup.
Not sure what that was. Oh, I think I have the voice chat unmuted. 1 second.
Running the race. Why are you in?
Okay, now it's muted. Fastest time on the board right now, a 30.784. Second on the board, Erick Keplinger with a 30.800. Malachi Drake with a 30.890. Top 3 separated by just over 1/10 of a second. I'll go ahead and pull up the ticker for everybody now. You can see it there on the top left of your screen. 11 drivers going to go racing here tonight. Thomas Fisher and Jonathan Oates, those are just me and Thomas. We're the broadcasters, but we still have to register for the session, so we are still listed there. We'll see if there are any last-minute entrants with 6 minutes to go here in practice before we head on over to qualifying. Malachi Drake up to... Oh, never mind. I just had it scrolled wrong. The standings are still the same. I was just scrolled down one, so it looked like Erick Keplinger had gone to the top of the board, but his time still stands. Oh, we got a spinner. That's Keplinger around to the front straightaway. That might have just been one of those things where you're finishing up a practice lap and you don't really feel like going into the pits, so you might as well just spin.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at that, actually, and yeah, no, I think he just lost the rear a little bit trying to turn. He was very, very close to that outside wall there.
Alex Corson is yet to set a lap. Looks like he might still be registering for the event.
Alex Kurson is actually one of those oddballs that we've seen in and out of this race. We've honestly, whenever he's in one of these races, he's always super, super powerful. But we can see him sometimes he's very inconsistent with his driving style.
I'll go ahead and turn on the fastest lap element on the ticker. So there it is. You can see Erick Heeter still at the top of the board. Currently watching Casey Drake going out for another lap, currently with a 31.025, just about 0.3 off the leader. Erick Heeter has set a new fastest lap with a 30.777. He will stay at the top of the board. Jalen Battle into third, one of the drivers who I've actually had experience racing against. I know that he's pretty fast in the trucks, and he currently sits third on the board with a 30.858. Oh, we got a spinner once again. That's Erick Keplinger sliding off turn number 2. He's going to keep it off the wall, but he's going to spin down the back straightaway. These trucks, certainly not one of the more stable cars on the sim. As we see Alex Corson going out for his laps, just like you said, Thomas. You said he was going to be fast. We'll see what his first lap is going to be. Coming around to set his first lap of the session with just a few minutes remaining in practice.
One of the times that's very surprising me right now is the time of Wolfgang Hoffman at 31.5. Almost a second off that time of Erick Heeter.
Oh yeah, Wolfgang Hoffman not looking strong early on in the going here at Charlotte. He comes into this race 1 point behind your points leader Erick Keplinger, who is currently at the top of the board. Second on the board. There's a lot of Erics. Sometimes I lose track of them.
Yeah, trust me, even I get confused sometimes. One guy to look out for who we've seen do not so great in qualifying, but very, very well in the race, is Chad Adams, as Alex Corson does go slowest of them all with a 31.597.
Corson currently at the bottom of the board with a 31.597, but that might have just been his warm-up lap. It looks like
I
he's
believe
going
that
out
was
for
his
another
warm-up lap there.
now.
Yeah.
On board with the 13 as he goes towards turn number 3, and you can see how loose these trucks are getting. That's going to be one of the major battles of the night, trying to keep the truck under you and not spin it around. He's going to come around to set his second lap.
A very unfortunate thing for him there is you can see he is nowhere near that inside blue line. If we have a look again here, yeah, you can see that time there, you get right down, but he's going up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
You want to keep, the trick for keeping these cars fast is make sure that you're driving them smoothly.
Take another look at it here, and you can see going into turn number 3, first of all, he's getting pretty loose down the back straightaway, but you're going to see as he goes towards turn 3, he's going to aim for the blue line, but unfortunately, these trucks are just very unstable. I think he's going to slip up from it and not be able to hit it. He's got a very narrow entry going on, and you'll see as he dips down to the bottom of the racetrack, yeah, he's just going to miss that that blue line by quite a bit. That's definitely what's costing him time. He is coming back into the pits. Practice just about to wrap up. Only 2 minutes remaining. Erick Heeter still at the top of the board, but pretty close to Erick Keplinger in second. He's currently going out for another lap. Stopped on pit road is the 24 of Brock Picard. He's going to get that back going. A couple of drivers going out maybe for a qualifying sim. Last minute entrant, the number 14 of Ron Lingron. I think I'm saying that right. Oh, but he's going to spin coming out of the racetrack and collect the 9 of Andrew Cootie. Trouble in turn number 1.
There are going to be some very heated words after that from Andrew Cootie. Andrew Cootie having some very bad luck recently and having a very strong history of very heated debates. Does that young man from Florida.
Take a look at this going into turn number 1. You'll see the 24 sliding up onto the racetrack in just a minute. And they are going to make contact. Might have gone back a little too far. No, I did not. There's the contact. Hard into the wall goes Cootie. Nice avoidance.
Rolling almost.
Yeah, he almost went up and over. We'll go ahead and take you back live. He's going out once again. Erick Heeter into the grass. Not sure what that's about.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to do a pit party there. Oh, wow. Who was that who just got very, very close?
That might have been Casey Drake. It was one of the drivers in turn number 1. No, never mind. That was Malachi Drake. Right on that blue line. Incredible job getting through turn number 1. He's just going to slip up a little bit through turn number 3 and 4. Coming to the line, we'll see what he sets this time by.
Yeah, as Malachi Drake's brother is almost having a little fight there with Andrew Cootie. Number 65, Casey Drake, that is.
Some drama early on here in practice. Keep in mind, this is only practice. Tempers can flare in the truck series, and that is no different for iRacing.
Oh,
practice
wow,
just
it
about
was
to
a
wrap up.
24.
Yeah, practice just about to wrap
there.
up, so everybody's just kind of wrecking. As we head in for qualifying, these drivers getting 2 laps to set the fastest time that they can. We'll see who decides to go out onto the racetrack first. No one going for it yet.
It's a close qualifying. Sorry, Jonathan. So we won't be able to unfortunately see the drivers' laps, but we will see their times pop up on the board as we go.
You say that, but I think we might be able to. I was testing out ATVO with a super late model race the other night, and I'm pretty sure you can take a look at the laps, but then again, I don't know. It was just a one-off thing. It was a close qualifying then, though, so I don't know if that's going to work the same. But if we can't see them, we will monitor the times as they appear on the board. With 4 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Michael Rosero going to be the first driver to set a time with a 31.079, but I know that can easily be knocked off the top. Ron Lindgren going next with a 31.912. Andrew Cootie to the top with a 30.971. But that is nowhere near the fastest times that we saw in practice. 3 drivers have set a time. Now 8 left to go. To the top of the board goes Erick Keplinger with a 30.834. That is his first lap. We'll see if he can best it.
Alex Corson there, miles off the pace with a 32-0. He's probably only getting a warm-up lap in, but that is no excuse. We can see how quick Erick Keplinger has been, almost matching his practice time, just 0.03 of a second off.
Erick Keplinger to the top of the board, but Andrew Cootie comes into second with a 30.892, 6/100ths off the top. Just 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in qualifying. We'll see if anybody can best the 60 of Erick Keplinger. Jalen Battle coming in with a 30.894, barely behind Andrew Cootie by just 2/1000ths of a second. Qualifying here getting quite close as Erick Heeter is going to go to the top of the board with a 30.833, knocking Erick Keplinger off by
1,000th of a second. That is extremely close there at the top.
Oh, is your microphone okay? You're coming in with a different sound all of a sudden.
Oh, my apologies. I think my microphone was rubbing against something. Is it better now?
I'm not quite sure. I couldn't really hear it.
Alright, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's sounding kind of echoey. The top 4 right now separated by less than 1/10 of a second, with Erick Heeter still at the top of the board. No one able to best him with only a minute 30 remaining. No, your microphone still sounds like it's picking up a lot of echo. I think what might have happened is it might have come unplugged, and it might have switched to like your computer microphone or something.
Shouldn't have. Hold on here. I'll try and fix it.
So just some technical difficulties for Thomas Fisher, but I'm sure we'll get that sorted out pretty quickly.
Is it better now?
Not really, no. Did you move further away from your microphone, perhaps?
Nope, it's still exactly where it was before.
Okay, well, it's not horrible. It's just started to pick up a lot more echo. You might want to check your input settings just in case.
Yes, I will. My apologies for everybody watching.
That's all good. Still, nobody able to best Erick Heeter with a 30.833, and I think that's going to do it. Only 30 seconds left in qualifying with a couple of drivers yet to take a lap. Wolfgang Hoffman, Thomas Fisher, and Casey Drake among them. But with a relatively small field, qualifying times aren't going to matter as much as they would in a larger field. So I think Erick Heeter is secured on the pole. The number 28 going to take the pole here in Charlotte. This qualifying is just about to wrap up.
Is my microphone doing a little bit better now?
It's a little bit better, yeah. Qualifying is over, and Erick Heeter in the number 28 Chevrolet is going to start on pole here at Charlotte.
Did it just get worse?
It didn't get worse, no.
All right. So I think the issue is that perhaps my microphone cable might have gotten a little bit twisted, but I think we should be all right now.
Yeah, it sounds all right. All right, we're going to go ahead and take away the ticker here as Thomas Fisher is going to run down the lineup before we go racing here at Charlotte.
All right now then, starting on the pole position with a 30.833 is Erick Heeter. Very close behind him by 1,000th of a second is Erich Keplinger in that number 60 car. Behind them, only 500ths of a second behind is Andrew Cootie. 2,000ths of a second behind him is Jalen Battle. Behind them at a 30.944 is Michael Racero. Chad Adams is in 6th. Ron Ligron 7th. Brock Packard 8th. Alex Corson 9th. And Malachi Drake rounds off the top 10. Casey Drake in 11th. Wolfgang Hoffman in 14th. And so Wolfgang Hoffman will round out our grid.
Yeah, those drivers are yet to grid up. Just about ready to go racing. Once everybody is on the grid, we'll get your pace laps underway here at Charlotte for 82 laps of racing action here in the Classic Truck Challenge. Erick Heeter in the number 28 Legends Racing League truck gonna lead them down tonight alongside Erich Keplinger. As another reminder, coming into this race, Erich Keplinger is your points leader, but only by 1 point. Wolfgang Hoffman is second in points. However, with a relatively disappointing performance so far, Erich Keplinger could be in for a good night of points. Before we get started here, just to clarify, do these drivers have any fast repairs that they can utilize during the race?
Yes, they typically have one fast repair, I believe, that they can use at any point during the race.
Oh no. Well, there's already contact. Jalen Battle got into the 9 of Andrew Cootie. Looks like Erick Heeter, the pole sitter, might have just gone a little bit early, and that is going to lead to some damage on the number 9 Krispy Kreme Chevrolet of Andrew Cootie.
That right there is going to be a very, very dangerous conversation.
Yeah, we're going to see if any post-race penalties or even in-race penalties come of that, as Jalen Battle was a little bit too aggressive getting on the throttle there to roll out for pace laps.
I think...
and damage to the front end of the 7. That is not going to be good. We'll see if anything comes of that during the race.
I've been told by race control that Wolfgang is not running the truck series anymore.
Oh.
Not desperately sure why he was in the session, but apparently he is not running it anymore. So that is officially our first retiree from the race, Wolfgang Hoffman, before we even get underway.
So Wolfgang Hoffman out of the race before it even started. Drama already for the driver who is second in points, looking to take the points lead coming into tonight, will not be able to do so. Pace car is going to pull off, and Erick Heeter is going to lead the field to green for 82 laps of action here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Into the restart zone they go. Green flag is out. We are racing, and already Andrew Cootie is off the pace as they head down towards turn number 1.
Andrew Cootie there, he's going to be absolutely frustrated with the fact that, first of all, he got hit up the backside by Jalen Battle, I believe that was. But now that already that he's fallen back, you can see, as he's said multiple times in the hunt for the championship, and he's going to be angry with that one.
3 wide.
23, they're tucking him on 23 there, Michael Racero.
3 wide down the back straightaway. Racero able to take advantage. He's going to send it up the inside of Andrew Cootie and take that spot away down the front straightaway. Lap 1 complete. And Erich Keplinger is already looking after the lead on Erick Heeter. He is going to take it going down towards turn number 1. Jalen Battle going for second behind in the number 7. Looks like a Lowe's Chevrolet going towards turn number 3, but not able to get an advantage. That 7 truck might have a little bit of engine damage after making contact on the start there. Now they're going to go down the inside of the 28.
Jalen Battle, they're staying on the inside of Erick Heeter. Erick Heeter falling back. Michael Rosero is going to have a look to get past Erick Heeter as well, and he does. Erick Heeter, absolute disastrous start there, falling back to 4th. As for the first time in a while in the truck series, we have gone multiple laps from the green flag without a caution.
Clean start early on, and Michael Rosero is the one on the charge after making an aggressive 3-wide move down the back straightaway. He is already looking after second on Jalen Battle, while Erick Keplinger gets away at the front of the field. And I do wonder if perhaps Erick Heeter is trying to save tires, because right now he is falling like a rock. He is heading right towards the tail end of the pack.
Feeling he's probably just lost a little bit of confidence. I would feel like after being swiftly overtaken, you see he's still overtaking. He's just staying on the high side. I wonder if there is an issue with that number 28 Chevrolet.
Now side by side with Chad Adams, Erick Heeter going to fall all the way back to 9th, but he's able to keep it on the outside through the quad oval. Back up to the front, it is Erich Keplinger leading away here in Charlotte. One car sideways behind.
In the back. Andrew Cootie's been dumped.
Trouble.
In the inside wall.
Cootie into the inside wall, but he's going to keep it straight. We'll take a look at a replay. We were looking down the back straightaway, and the next thing we know, Andrew Cootie is sideways. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact with the 24. Yeah, that would do it. Cootie slides into the inside wall. It looks like that might have been the fault of Brock Picard.
Brock Picard was apologizing over the team radio, so I do have a feeling that he is claiming responsibility for that accident.
Battle for the lead. Michael Rosero has run down the number 60 of Erick Heeter and is going for it on the inside. He is going to slide up. Erick Heeter going to keep it coming back to the front straightaway.
Michael Rosero there. Looks like he's looking very quickly for a move. He wants to get this lead early on and hopefully be able to defend it. But I'm not desperately sure if he's going to be able to do that, though, because we've seen all season how aggressive Erick Keplinger can be. And Michael Rosero, not necessarily known for his perfect handling of the car. We've seen a couple instances with him in the past.
On board with the number 23, coming back to the front straightaway. Battle for the lead continues. Michael Rosero all over the back bumper of the number 60 with Jalen Battle lurking in 3rd. Rosero going to pop high, gets blocked by the 60, nothing there, back towards turn number 1.
Michael Rosero looking to the inside, he's going to have the run on Erick Keplinger. Erick Keplinger, though, is going to keep his inside line through the corner. The beginning of the corner, or the inside line is going to have the advantage, but the outside line is going to have that massive advantage out of the corner. Because they're on the top side of the track, so they're going to have gravity to give them the assistance.
Nose to tail and fighting for the lead. Coming to lap number 8 of 82, still under green, and we've been green this far. Michael Rosero hounding Keplinger for the lead, but Keplinger is holding strong. Rosero going to try on the outside. Keplinger going defensive down the back. Here comes Rosero.
Goes to the inside.
Yeah, Rosero going to give it a shot down the inside. He's going to try it going down towards turn number 1. Rosero on the inside. Keplinger on the outside. To the race lead goes the number 23 of Michael Rosero. Keplinger going to try back on the high side. Crosses over down to the bottom. Side by side for the lead. Jalen Battle lurking in 3rd. Keplinger going to hop back in line. New leader, Michael Rosero.
Michael Rosero, though, is now then going to be, he's really going to be focused on just trying to extend that advantage and make sure that Erick Keplinger will keep him until he is in the draft. But I wonder if Erick Keplinger is now just going to try and play the long game.
No, it doesn't look like it. He is already on the back bumper of the 23 of Rosero, looking high, looking back low, down the inside as they go back towards turn number 3. Rosero trying to hold on to the high side. He will. Michael Rosero keeps the lead, slides up just a little bit in 3 and 4 as they come back to the stripe. Keplinger going to give it another shot, but nothing there.
I do have a feeling now, though, that Michael Rosero is just going to do absolutely everything he can to keep the lead of this race.
He's doing a good job so
now,
far.
If you do want to have a little look further back, you can see the gap from about 4th place, Malachi Drake. A little further back, it's very, very tight it is.
Yeah, big battle going on in the midfield, mostly looking like a single file train, but everyone kind of stuck behind the number 7 of Jalen Battle. Malachi Drake getting closer and closer to that number 7 car. Trying to go around him. He's going to get up to the bumper. He's going to send it down the inside. Jalen Battle going a little bit wide. Nothing there. Back up to the lead. Erick Keplinger back on the bumper of the number 23. It's looking very hard to pass here at Charlotte. See, Keplinger had the run, but just couldn't do anything with it. Rosero going to extend his lead, coming now to lap 14 of 82.
I do have a feeling, however, that Erick Keplinger, he wants desperately to get past Michael Rosero as Malachi Drake gets up in 3rd position.
Malachi Drake around the 7 truck, back up to the battle for the lead. Oh, well, never mind, because they're side-by-side behind. Alex Corson pulling the crossover on Brock Picard, side-by-side out the back straightaway. Corson going to hop back in line, maybe not. Getting a little loose, trying to go for the move. Corson going to lose quite a bit of time there. Back up to the front. Erick Keplinger is mounting another charge at the lead. Keplinger down the inside, side by side as they go towards turn number 1. He's going to get alongside the 23, but no further. Down the back, still side by side. Keplinger in the number 60 on the inside, getting a little loose towards turn 3. Rosero going to cover the line off, but going to slide up. Keplinger ever present on the bumper, going to try it again down the front straightaway. Great battle for the lead. Keplinger on the bumper of the 23, but just can't make the move work. Rosero has taken away the inside. Side by side in a 1. Keplinger swings high, going to try and go for the run. On board with the number 23. Keplinger on the blue line, hounding Rosero for the lead.
The one big thing we have to remember is that the whole time while these two at the front are fighting, you can see Malachi Drake, the gap ever diminishing. He is closing the gap, and very soon he'll be on the back of this path. And also, we got to remember the fact that...
Oh, car in the wall! Rosero gets the outside wall and is going to hand the lead back to Erick Keplinger. Michael Rosero into the wall. We'll take a look at a replay. Coming out of turn number 4, Rosero just drifts up the track. Into the wall he goes. Keplinger going to scoot on by for the race lead. Back to the race lead goes the number 60 truck. Now Rosero in the hands of Malachi Drake. The battle now is for 2nd as Keplinger is getting away at the front of the field.
I think that the big thing about that is that I don't think Michael Rosero would have lost the lead to Erick Keplinger had he not made that mistake, because I think that Erick Keplinger desperately wanted to get past Michael Rosero without using up too much of his tire. Because you don't remember, we want to be able to get to the end of this race just on this set of tires, because hitting for tires will just make us lose time at the end of the day. And so he wanted to be able to pass Michael Rosero with the least amount of tire wear possible. And you can see Michael Rosero now that he's gone behind Malachi Drake. And he's just going to be trying to cling on for dear life, trying to use as little of his tires as possible, trying to use as little fuel as possible as well. And so that way he shouldn't have to refuel at the stop. Because remember, if the car in front of you is punching the hole through the air, that means your car is having less effort. Less effort means less engine power being used to punch a hole through that air, which means at the end of the day, more fuel economy.
Now I'm watching this battle for the lead between Malachi Drake and Erick Keplinger. The gap is getting smaller. When I last checked, he was at 5/10. Now it's coming down to 4/10. At the line, just 4/10. We've had a very close battle for the lead all race long, but mostly it's between the 60 and the 23, while Malachi Drake has entered the playing field, and I think he's a little bit faster through 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Erick Heeter is storming back up through the pack. He is back up to 4th and looking after 3rd on Michael Rosero. Gap at the front getting smaller, now just down to 3/10. Keplinger went wide. He might have scraped the wall there.
Rosero did just scrape the wall there, and Erick Heeter is now up his inside. I don't know if we can have a look at it on the stream there. Erick Heeter then absolutely demolishing Michael Rosero for 3rd place.
Oh yeah, Rosero tagged the wall once again. We'll grab a replay of it. Same thing he did last time. Just drifted wide out of turn number 4 and tagged the wall. Yeah, that's going to hurt the number 23. He was battling for the lead, now down to 4th and losing pace. Meanwhile, the battle at the front is getting closer. Malachi Drake is on the bumper of Erick Heeter, or not Erick Heeter, Erich Keplinger, and he has no intentions of slowing down. He's going to go for the lead here, going into turn number 1.
Oh, yes, he will. Wait, what is... Sorry, I believe my PC has just crashed.
Oh.
So I will fix these technical issues and I will be right back with you folks.
So more technical issues for our co-broadcaster, so I'll be taking over from here until he gets back. The battle for the lead continuing because Malachi Drake is getting closer and closer to the bumper of Erich Keplinger. And don't count out that number 28 of Heeter behind. Meanwhile, Rosero falling back, but a big gap to the car behind him. So it's really the battle at the front that matters. Coming to lap 24 of 82. Malachi Drake on the bumper. Keplinger going to go defensive. Here comes the number 90 on the outside lane. He's going to send it towards turn number 3. Is he going to get the run? Side by side as we come back to the front straightaway. Heeter waiting in the wings. To the line. Drake is going to lead that lap, but here comes Erick Heeter. Looks high, but nowhere to go. Meanwhile, Malachi Drake on the outside lane is going to take the race lead. Heeter fighting back at the bottom. It's a 3-car battle for the lead now. Here comes Erick Heeter. He's going to push the 60 down the back straightaway, try and go up the inside. There's contact. Keplinger down to the apron. He's going to come back up in front of traffic. Into the wall goes Erich Keplinger. And he got dumped by Erick Heeter going down the back straightaway. We'll take a look at a replay of it. Yeah, Heeter just turned him onto the apron. Keplinger had nowhere to go, and he went straight up into the wall. Back to the battle for the race lead. Erick Heeter is all over the back bumper of Malachi Drake. Side by side down the back straightaway. Heeter setting it on the outside. Nearly contact. Side by side for the lead. Drake on the inside. Heeter on the inside. Drake going to send it towards turn 3 and clear the 28. Keplinger fallen back down to 4th, and he is coming in for a stop. So is the 28 of Erick Heeter. Pit stops underway here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. So this will be interesting. We'll see if anybody's going to miss their box. We know how easy that is to do here on iRacing. We'll turn on pit info on the ticker right now as Erick Heeter is coming into the pits, into his box. Slide's a little bit long, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. Keplinger in as well. We'll keep an eye on your leader. He is not going to respond. Michael Rosero will. Rosero is into the pits. One of the earliest driver to pits was Jalen Battle, pitting on lap 21 with a 37.5 second total stop. Meanwhile, Heeter is down and away, getting back out onto the racetrack. Keplinger as well. Looks like he did not elect to fix the damage on the right side of his truck as Malachi Drake continues to lead here at Charlotte. He's going to come into the pits too.
All right. Oh, was that a speeding I just saw for Malachi Drake?
Speeding out of the 90. Now this could be interesting.
I believe that was a he crossed the pit entry line doing 51 miles an hour, folks. Now, this pit speed limit here, I do believe is 45 miles an hour.
Try and get a good replay of it. Coming in right there.
So that could be a very harsh penalty, folks.
Yeah, that looks pretty fast.
That you just saw. That was the line. It's the second line that you see on when you come into the pits. And that is going to be a very harsh penalty for Malachi Drake.
So Malachi Drake, who had gotten the lead, is now going to have to serve a speeding penalty. I don't believe we're live. Okay, now we're live. Malachi Drake coming out of the pit lane. Meanwhile, Chad Adams is in the lead, probably hoping for a caution. He is one of the only drivers to not pit. Actually, no, correct that. He is the only driver to not pit, as Jalen Battle appears to have moved up into second. Some scoring inconsistencies here between the two programs I'm using, but I think we're going to get that sorted out at the line. Jalen Battle is now into second. with that 6-lap undercut over Malachi Drake, but I do believe he is going to have to serve a penalty. Still under green flags here at Charlotte. Meanwhile, Chad Adams has brought it into the pit lane. Going to hand over the lead to Jalen Battle, but Erick Heeter behind is going to be running him down with those 6-lap fresher tires. Meanwhile, Andrew Cootie currently a lap down, probably about to go 2. It has not been a very good night for that number 9 truck. Adams into the pits. Oh, and Adams overshot his box. He's going to have to back it up. And that is not good for...
That's going to be a rough blow.
Yeah, that is not good for Chad Adams. You can see he just gets into his box and slides the tires. That is going to cost him a lot of time. Jalen Battle still in the lead here at Charlotte with Erick Heeter running him down. Malachi Drake behind. So I don't think that Malachi Drake ended up getting a speeding penalty.
That does surprise me, though. That really does surprise me.
Yeah, I don't have any information about how fast they're going into the pits because for some reason ATVO likes to work in kilometers per hour.
45 miles an hour is approximately 73 kilometers an hour.
Thank you.
He was doing 51 miles an hour on entry of pit road, which is approximately 82 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, that's gonna be close for Malachi Drake. I'm surprised that he hasn't gotten a penalty. Meanwhile, at the front, the gap between Erick Heeter and Jalen Battle just over 5 seconds. But with those 4-lap fresher tires, it appears Erick Heeter is going to be running him down. Go ahead and turn off the pit info. That's not really too important. Well, we'll keep some of the pit info. That is going to be important as we watch this battle for the lead. It is getting closer by but not by much. Well, now Erick Heeter is running him down. Meanwhile, Malachi Drake on the outside of Andrew Cootie, trying to put him, he's just going to keep putting him a lap down. Because Cootie was already put a lap down by the leader, so now it's just everyone else going around him on the same lap as the leader. Gap between the top two has been getting smaller, because now it is down to 4.8. We're going to try out something new here for the graphics here at TMG. We're going to go ahead and turn on a track map, so the audience at home can take a look at where everybody is on the racetrack. I do think Jalen Battle might be being held up by some lap traffic. Looks like Jalen Battle right now trying to put the number 65 of Casey Drake a lap down. We'll go ahead and switch back to standings.
The important thing to realize right now is in about 7 laps time, there will be a halfway caution, at which point we will hopefully try and get some drivers in for interviews.
Oh, so we're going to have a halfway caution. Oh, I did not know that. Cool.
Yes, there's always a halfway caution with the truck series, just try and mix up the field a little bit, hopefully get some drivers back on the lead line.
I would love to interview Jalen Battle because they've got a very interesting strategy going here. They pitted about 4 laps earlier than Erick Heeter and 6 laps earlier than Malachi Drake, who, by the way, has closed the gap to Erick Heeter. It's now only 0.6 of a second as Erick Heeter continues to reel in Jalen Battle. So the halfway caution coming around lap 41. And I think Jalen Battle is just hoping to lead to that halfway caution, and then if everybody comes into the pits under the caution, Jalen Battle will be able to have the lead come into the restart. So an interesting strategy here by the number 7 team. We'll see if it pays off. Meanwhile, the gap between Malachi Drake and Erick Heeter is closing, despite Malachi maybe having a speeding penalty, but because he has not come in to serve it yet, I don't think he has one. 10 drivers left in the field, your 2 retirements, Wolfgang Hoffman and Ron Lingerun, meaning that Eric Keplinger will absolutely extend his points lead despite having quite a bit of damage. Maybe he will be able to get that fixed up under the halfway caution.
One driver who I'd really like to have in interview is actually Andrew Cootie, because he's had a very, very interesting night here. And I would like to know kind of what's it all been like from his point of view. He's a lap down now after looking very, very strong in qualifying.
Yeah, one of the most agonizing things to do in iRacing is just really having to go a lap down and just sit there the entire race. There's nothing you can do, even on a restart, especially if you have damage because you're so much slower than everyone else. Really, the best he can do is just kind of try and have a solid night and get some points out of it. Meanwhile, there's a battle for second heating up because Malachi Drake has caught up to the number 28 of Erick Heeter. And if you're Jalen Battle, this is exactly what you want to see in your rearview mirror. You want to see them fighting. You want to see them losing time. You don't want to see one driver coming to run you down. But they are still running down Jalen Battle because the gap between the top two now only 1.683 seconds. Battle's tires are starting to catch up with him.
I don't actually quite think that is the case there, Jonathan. I think that Jalen Battle is trying to play this one smart. I think he's just trying to get to that halfway caution and pick up that point.
Yeah, that could be a good point. Jalen Battle might be either trying to save tires or just lead to halfway. Either way, I'm not sure if it's going to work out because the drivers behind him are both coming with a head of steam. Now the gap between the top two as Malachi Drake takes over second is only 1 second. We'll take a look at the gearbox of Jalen Battle. You can see that gray truck of Malachi Drake is running him down with only 2 to go to the halfway caution. Going to be 1 at the line. Yeah, corner speeds are vastly different between the top two. Only 0.8 of a second now between the leaders. As we come to lap 40 of 82, I think Jalen might be able to hold on to the halfway caution, but we will see.
I think that is going to be what he's counting on, because I think what he's trying to do now is he's just trying to save tires until the halfway point, because he wants to have as fresh as tires as he possibly can for that restart, because he knows Malachi Drake is going to absolutely send a steamer on him, probably into turn 1, maybe around the outside.
Here we go. Malachi Drake has caught up to the number 7. If Jalen Battle is saving tires, Malachi Drake is absolutely sending it into every corner. 1 to go to the halfway caution, and we have a race on our hands. Drake going to try it on the outside. Battle holding on the inside, but it's not even going to be a competition.
Steamed.
Yeah, I think Malachi Drake is going to have it pretty easily on the outside.
Yeah, no, absolutely no competition there from Jalen Battle on the side. I think that surprises me. I really thought Jalen Battle was going to try and give a little bit more competition.
I think what Jalen Battle might be doing is... I think what he might be doing is trying to get the track position, because I think in his mind, if he can get to second on the halfway caution, that's much better than the 4th he was running under green, as the caution is now out. Yes, the caution is now out, and now that Jalen Battle is in second, if everybody decides to come into the pits, then Jalen Battle will have just gotten some free spots there. But then again, this is the first race I'm broadcasting of this league, so I'm not sure what everyone decides to do at the halfway caution. Tyler Ankrum, I am sure that's definitely not the real Tyler Ankrum in the chat, asking, so what is this series? This is basically just a series with classic trucks. It runs just like every other iRacing league on Friday nights. Right now we are on race 4 of 11 at Charlotte. So Malachi Drake leading to the halfway caution. We'll see if anybody decides to come into the pits this time by. Halfway through the action here at the Classic Truck Challenge at Charlotte. Sorry, not Atlanta. And Thomas, like you said, why don't we try and pull up some drivers for interview here at the halfway break?
Yes, so why don't we see now if we can get, perhaps, as you asked for, actually, I've had a look, and Jalen Battle is not currently in any Discord channel. So why don't we see if we can get the 9 car of Andrew Cootie in here and see what he has to say about this race so far.
Yeah, why don't we?
I'm going to move him into the broadcast booth. Hey, Andrew, it's Thomas up in the booth. You got me?
Yep.
So, we've seen you got really unlucky at the beginning of the race there, just getting tapped by Brock Packard and heading into the inside wall. What can you tell us happened there?
I got loose going into the entry, and Brock clipped me at the end, the exit, and I wasn't able to get steady. When I came down, I took 20 seconds of optional. I still got like 38 seconds left, so I'm hoping to take it here, save my fast repair towards the end.
Yeah. Are you hoping there, as you've been waved around the pace car, are you hoping to maybe make a run for this win, or do you think that perhaps a top 5 would be a more reasonable goal for you this week?
Well, I'm 5th in points, and don't get me wrong, I'd love a win, but I got to be a little realistic here. Probably not going to get a win, so I'll probably just bank on a top 5, hopefully. Maybe a top 3 would be nice.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Andrew, and good luck for the rest of the race.
Yeah, no problem.
So now the field is coming into the pits. Malachi Drake going to lead them down, but it looks like a couple of drivers have stayed out on the track. That'll be the 23, 60, and 24, as the rest of the field is going to bring it in. And Jalen Battle, who almost led to the halfway caution, is going to come in second in the pit, so that is going to be a big track position gain for them.
What would you think about getting perhaps Malachi Drake or Erick Heeter up in the booth and having a quick conversation with them?
I would love, if we can get Erick Heeter, that'd be great, because I am really interested to see what his strategy was. Meanwhile, Race Off Pit Road is going to be won by Malachi Drake. I thought that maybe Jalen Battle got him, but he did, in fact, not. Take a look at a replay.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Battle got him on the line.
Yeah, so let's see what Erick Heeter has to say. Hey, Eric, it's Thomas up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, so we saw you had a very, very strong first half of this race, relatively speaking. What was going through your head that whole first stint?
I was definitely just trying to save as much tire as possible to make a run towards the end of the stage. I think I probably went a little bit too early, but I got up there at least. But Jalen pitted so much earlier than us that he was ahead of us, and Malachi got me by a lap. I thought undercutting him was going to be fine, but just the one lap made so much of a difference. But I don't know. I'll see what I can do here. Maybe go a little bit longer and hope that too many people don't undercut us all.
Yeah. Do you think that perhaps by the end of this you will be able to hopefully fight for this win?
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal starting back here. I mean, I fell back so quickly anyway because I was saving tire and everyone else was pushing. So I don't think it's that big of a deal starting all the way back here. I was going to be back here anyway, eventually.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Good luck for the rest of the race, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Michael Rosero, one of the drivers who stayed out under caution, is going to lead the field back to green, assuming they don't come in within the next lap coming to the restart. Erick Keplinger, who started off the night pretty strong, but just faded there after hitting the wall, is now in second place, and it looks like they all pitted around a similar time, so I'm wondering if maybe if the drivers who I thought stayed out just pitted a lap earlier. Thomas, if you could take a look at that, because in terms of scoring, it looks like they all pitted around the same time, but the drivers who I thought stayed out just pitted a lap earlier, but now they're lining up as the leader, so I would love to see how that worked out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was still going through my technical issues whilst everybody started pitting, so I don't quite have those replays. But from what I've understood so far, there are some drivers who tried to go for the undercut and others who tried to go for the overcut. And right now it's a real battle between these two strategies.
So some strategy at play. Oh, we got trouble. Malachi Drake is coming back into the pits. Oh. Well, this is interesting. Malachi Drake is pitting once again. I wonder if he's having some technical issues. Maybe something came up in the middle of the race, or if he has a penalty to serve. Now, this is interesting.
That is extremely interesting there.
Drake into the pits. Is he going to get tires? No, I think he might have had a speeding penalty.
That might be why he was so close to the front there on the race off pit road.
Yeah, that might have been it. Yeah, Malachi Drake going to come out at the tail end of the field. Erick Keplinger is going to lead the field. Or no, he is not going to lead the field back to green. Sorry, that was just a little scoring issue. Michael Rosero is going to lead the field back to green on the inside line. As we go back racing for the second half of the race tonight here at Charlotte. Pace car going to dive off into the pit lane as we go racing once again. We went the first half of the race caution-free, so we'll see if we can do that again, but something tells me that's not quite going to work out. Brock Picard up into the top 5, or up into the top 3 for the first time tonight. First car on relatively newer tires is Jalen Battle. The top 3 pitted on 42, Jalen Battle, and the rest of the drivers pitted on 43, with the exception of Malachi Drake, who had to apparently serve a penalty. So now we will go back racing here at Charlotte. Field coming off turn number 4 in the hands of Michael Rosero. Coming to the green flag. We are back racing for the second half of the racing action here at Charlotte. Rosero leads them down with a very much damaged back bumper. Erick Keplinger battling for second, but Brock Picard is going to get around him on the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact. Oh, we got trouble. One car spinning, but he is going to save it. That was the 13 of Alex Corson sliding down to the inside. I'm not sure what happened there. He just got loose all on his own. Not sure what happened.
I'm just having a look now at it, and I think he tried to go around the outside of Erick Heeter. And yeah, the truck just was not going to comply with him.
Meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead. Brock Picard is going to try and send it on the outside of Michael Rosero. Rosero holding him off on the inside with Jalen Battle coming from third, side by side for the race lead. It's going to be 3 wide. Jalen Battle going to send it down the back straightaway. He is going to get blocked by Rosero. As they go towards turn number 3, Brock Picard is going to take away the lead for the first time tonight.
This is going to be a very, very interesting last half of the race here, Jonathan.
Oh, Jalen Battle coming by on the inside. I think Battle had to take to the grass to get around the 23. Now he's going after Brock Picard as they go towards turn number 1. Incredibly aggressive move by Jalen Battle to send it up the inside. And guess who's back in the picture? Michael Rosero. Erick Keplinger's here as well. But how about that move from Jalen Battle? Take a look at this down the front straightaway. This is a replay of it. He's got the run on the 23. He's going to take it to the inside. Gets blocked. He doesn't care. He goes onto the. He's going to go onto the apron. Incredible move by Jalen Battle to help him take away the lead. The battle rages on behind.
An extremely important thing, the fact that somebody who we have not mentioned pretty much all night is Chad Adams in that 51 car. Chad Adams has been silently working his way up the field as he passes Michael Rosero.
Still, we have gone caution-free other than the halfway mark the entire night. Car in the wall, that's the 51. Just a little bit of a scrape. I think he is going to be okay. No such battle for the lead because Jalen Battle is getting away in that number 7 truck. However, maybe getting away a little bit too much because you have to consider they might have to go the rest of this race under green, and if they do, you've got to at least consider saving tires, but it doesn't look like that is on the mind of Jalen Battle as they pull away at the front of the field. Meanwhile, battle for second between Erick Keplinger and Brock Picard.
I have a feeling Brock Picard is going to be hungry to get into this lead. To get into the lead of the race after seeing the battle overtook him.
Nearly contact between the 60 and the 24. Fly by the field as they go through turn number 1. Erick Keplinger going to try it again down the back with Chad Adams waiting in the wings while Adams try and send it down the inside. No, he won't. Side by side for second, but that battle is going to go to Erick Keplinger.
Chad Adams there looking for up the inside of Brock Picard there, trying to get into third position. Will he? Officially, he is in third position, yes. As Jalen Battle is slowly but surely pulling away at the front of this pack.
Jalen Battle getting away at the front. Battle behind continues. No pun intended. Side by side for third. Chad Adams going to go alongside with Brock Picard going towards turn number 3. Another driver that we haven't talked of much this race is Casey Drake. Right now, he is in a position to try and take away third with a 3-wide pass. Is he going to try it? No, he is not. Picard going to go defensive as they go towards turn number 1. Adams going to send it on the outside lane. He is going to take away that spot. At the front of the field, it is Jalen Battle leading away by over a second. Over second place, Erick Keplinger. But the real battle is just behind them for third. As things start to sort out here at Charlotte. How about Casey Drake, though, going for a move for third, getting up the inside of Picard. He is going to go for it down the front straightaway. Side by side, and Casey Drake is going to go ahead and take away fourth place.
Yeah, I was about to say, I believe that is the balance of fourth place, not third place there, Jonathan.
No, I might have said third. Whoops.
As the 23 car of Michael Rosero fighting back, going up the inside as well as Brock Picard. Brock Picard just losing places left, right, center, and straight up. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Brock Picard really has the car to go ahead and try and compete for the win. Meanwhile, I think the 51 of Chad Adams got in the wall because he just lost a ton of momentum down the front straightaway, and third place is going to go ahead and go to Casey Drake as Chad Adams gets in the wall. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Jalen Battle continuing to pull away at Charlotte.
As for some reason, drivers in the driver chat are not very preoccupied by racing. In fact, they're talking about, I believe it is Andrew Cooney's girlfriend.
Oh,
you can
well,
tell,
all right then.
You can tell the seriousness at which these drivers are taking this race. But
I am.
as much as they must be, they're joking in voice chat, they're very much seriously going for this win.
I am somewhat amazed that the 23 of Michael Rosero, despite having a horribly bent up rear end, is able to be quite competitive actually. Currently running in the 4th position and not too far off the pace of Casey Drake. Meanwhile, Chad Adams gets a little bit on the apron. That's going to push him up the track. Really, oh, he's getting the wall again. This is going to be big down the front straightaway. 3 wide for a moment. Picard in the middle. Malaki Drake at the bottom. He's going to take away, looks like spot number 5.
Malachi Drake, obviously after going through pit road for some reason, he really is finding his way back up this field. Of course, Malachi Drake is one of those people nobody really ever talks about, but is always there. He's always very fast. He's one of the lesser-known drivers. Well, from our point of view anyway. It's only really today that he's really been on fire here, Charlotte.
Oh, the 23 just tagged the wall on corner entry, and I think Casey Drake might have as well. I saw some sparks flying as they went down towards turn number 1. Big right side damage for Casey Drake. Oh, what has happened to the 65? Oh, big damage on the right side. Oh, looks like he just scraped the wall going into turn number 1. We'll try and get a better replay of it here. Yeah, coming down the front straight. Okay, that's a little bit too far behind. But right here, he's just going to tag the wall and just grinds along it, going through turn number 1. Big damage to the number 65 of Casey Drake, who at the time was running in the 3rd position. Meanwhile, they're side by side in front of him. Malaki Drake, I still can't figure out how to pronounce that name, is around the outside of Michael Rosero.
I believe it's Malachi, if I'm not mistaken.
Malachi. I said I got it at the beginning, and then like halfway through the race, I just forgot it. So I don't know what happened there. 2 of the more damaged trucks right now going at it for 4th. Casey Drake on the inside of Michael Rosero, going to take away that spot. At the front of the field, it is still Jalen Battle getting away from Erick Keplinger, but the gap still at around 1 second. It's starting to stabilize. I think Keplinger might start to reel him in.
It's been very stable for the last, I would say, 5 or 6 laps.
And once again, this race has gone caution-free ever since the halfway break. I mean, you said at the beginning that these races tend to be kind of caution fests. Well, I am certainly not seeing that right now. It has been some of the cleanest racing I've seen on iRacing. Chad Adams getting back to the bumper of Brock Picard. This is for position number 6. It's going to go a little bit wide out of turn number 2. Brock Picard, really one of the only trucks in the field with a relatively clean body, no damage anywhere to be found, but that's definitely not helping his pace. He saw Chad Adams just send it down into the corner, but he is going to get in the wall again. Chad Adams was looking fast, unfortunately, making a lot of mistakes. Jalen Battle, really the only other truck that doesn't have a lot of damage. I know Erick Keplinger's truck is also relatively clean, but as you remember earlier on in the race, he got a big chunk of the wall. Malachi Drake now back under attack from, I think that's his brother Casey Drake. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. They're going to go nose to tail single file into turn number 3, but Casey Drake is once again looking fast and trying to run down the 90.
I do not believe that you're wrong. I do believe the 2 Drakes are brothers. I believe Malachi is the younger of the 2. And you can see Casey Drake has his own beliefs. Sorry, he's going to be looking to assert dominance on his own territory here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking if Casey Drake doesn't like what these guys are doing, can't he just like disqualify everyone in front of him? I mean, he is the admin. Meanwhile, update on Erick Keplinger. I think he might have tagged the wall. He just lost about 5/10 to Jalen Battle. Either he tagged the wall or Battle has really picked up the pace. Coming out of lap 66 of 82, Jalen Battle continuing to pull away from everybody else here in Charlotte. The Drake brothers continue to battle for 3rd place. This has really been where the battle has been all night. It's been kind of in the midfield. The top 2 have been relatively strung out. This is the closest battle in the field at the moment. The 65 and the 90 going nose to tail into turn number 3. Jalen Battle continuing to pull away at the front of the field. And I'm realizing now that I think they might have to make pit stops, and I was right because Jalen Battle is into the pits for the 3rd stop of the night. So with that, I will go ahead and turn on the pit time information on the scoring monitor. There we go.
Number 13 car did just call pit in this lap, so the 13 car will be pitting as well.
Jalen Battle into the pits, so is second place Erick Keplinger, and that does mean that Keplinger isn't going to be able to use strategy to his advantage. 51 is down and away. The leader now, Malachi Drake, but under pressure from Casey Drake. Really close together, coming down the front straightaway. Malachi going to lead that lap. Remember that leading lap is going to give you an extra bonus point, so all these drivers trying to stay out as long as they can to try and get that one extra point. In a field where there really aren't that many drivers, every point is going to matter. Down the back straightaway, Casey Drake trying to take away the lead. And if I'm not mistaken, Casey Drake is yet to lead a lap tonight, which means that if he was able to lead this lap, that would be an extra bonus point, and he might have an opening right here. Malachi got pushed up the track by the 51. Drake not going to be able to take it. Going to try it on the outside, but nothing there. Meanwhile, of the drivers who have already completed their pit stop, it looks like Michael Ricero has somehow become the leader in that group, as Erick Heeter, one of the drivers, or he is not on fresher tires, sorry, he is just running down this battle for the lead. Casey Drake on the outside going to send it on Malachi side by side for the race lead. Malachi is going to pull off into the pits. Casey Drake, and I believe this is going to be his first lap's lead of the night. Meanwhile, Malachi Drake is going to have pitted about 5 laps later than Jalen Battle. Or sorry, not, it is about 5 laps. Just about 3 laps. So because of that lap difference, Malachi is going to have an advantage over Jalen Battle when it comes to the end of the race. Given he doesn't miss his box, he does not. Erick Heeter has taken over the lead, as I'm guessing. Oh, no, I thought Casey Drake was going to come into the pits. Oh, never mind, he is. Into the pits goes Casey Drake.
As my PC crashes again.
Oh, we got trouble. Erick Heeter locked up coming into the pits, and that might be a speeding penalty. Oh, this could be trouble. Take a look at this pit entry out of the 28. Yeah, he's going to get I think he's going way too fast into the pits. He's got to lock it up. Wow, that is not good. He might have to serve a speeding penalty. Yeah, he is stuck on pit road for way longer than he wants to be. Oh, wait, that might just... No, never mind. That might just be the jack going up. All right, doesn't look like there's any speeding penalties coming to Erick Heeter, so he is going to be down and away. Jalen Battle back to the lead.
And unfortunately, my PC did just crash again. So, unfortunately, by the time I will restart, the race will already be over. So I'm going to have to say good night to everybody. Thank you very much, Jonathan, for having me.
Well, actually, I'm still streaming the live feed to the Discord chat, so if you can still access that.
Yeah, no, I've been unfortunately been locked out of everything.
Oh. All right, so it'll just be me for the rest of the night. Thank you, Thomas, for joining us. Unfortunate
Thank you very much, and I will see you all next week with hopefully a PC that works.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much, guys.
So we have officially had more crashes out of the broadcasters' computers than we have out of the race. Jalen Battle has gone to battle and is currently winning the battle because they are leading away here in Charlotte. No tire difference between him and Michael Ricero, and it is a 7-second lead at the front of the field. Really no battles going on throughout the field other than Casey Drake and Brock Picard, who are starting to come together in a battle for 5th place. To the 7 people that are tuned in, thank you very much for watching tonight as we are winding down the laps here at Charlotte. The field running out of time to run down Jalen Battle. That is, unless we get a caution. I am unsure as to what the overtime rules in this series are, but I am guessing. I'm gonna guess that there's at least one green-white checkered attempt. The gap now 8 seconds between Jalen Battle and Michael Ricero. He has absolutely put on a clinic tonight. Meanwhile, Malachi Drake gets around the 23, who gets sideways. Nearly contact between the 23 and the 90. But Malachi Drake is going to get around without any issues. That pass for second. Malachi now clear to try and run down Jalen Battle, but with only 9 laps remaining, I doubt that he is going to be able to do it. Meanwhile, Erick Keplinger closing in on Alex Corson for the 8th position. That gap now down to 0.4 of a second. It's getting very close as they go towards turn number 3. Erick Heeter also running down Michael Rosero. Remember, Erick Heeter, one of the drivers who participated in the Daytona Summer Clash. Yeah, the gap between the top 2 is absolutely not coming down. The gap between Malachi Drake and Jalen Battle is absolutely enormous. Battle's going into turn number 1. Malachi is just now crossing the start-finish line. So really, it's going to be Michael Rosero with one of the best chances of getting that second spot, unless Erick Heeter can do anything about it. We'll go ahead and turn on lap timing to try and monitor the difference between the top 2. Malachi set a slightly faster lap last time, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to run down the race leader. We'll go ahead and turn on last lap times and turn off the pit info as we come down to the end of the race. Battle with a 31.7, these times about a second off what we saw in practice. Malachi's going to come across the line and set a 31.4. So the gap between the top 2 is shrinking, but not shrinking fast enough. Jalen Battle about to put Chad Adams a lap down. Right now, everybody in the field is on the lead lap, but once Jalen Battle puts the number 51 a lap down, that will all change. He's going to go to the inside into turn number 1. Oh, he's going to get blocked. Jalen Battle currently getting hung up behind the 51 of Chad Adams. This could, in theory, give Michael Rosero a chance. Not Michael Rosero. Malachi Drake a chance to run down Battle. But Battle's going to go to the inside of the 51 as he gets into the wall. Heavy contact with the wall. Does Chad Adams have... Wow, that was a horrible sentence. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I can broadcast. Really no battles throughout the field except for Erick Keplinger and Alex Corson. This battle for the 8th position. Chad Adams currently in last. We've had 2 retirements from the race so far. Wolfgang Hoffman and Ron Lindgren. But then again, they never started the race. We've had more crashes out of the broadcasters' computers than we have out of the race. Malachi Drake has the gap down now to just 6.6 seconds and closing. While I don't think it's going to be enough, it's certainly been a good effort out of Malachi Drake. We'll see what the times at the line are this time by. Jalen Battle going to go ahead and set a 32.1. Malachi Drake going to come across the line and set a 31.7. So the gap's closing at about 0.4 a lap. But at this point, it is not close enough. Meanwhile, we're about to have a 3-way... Oh, well, never mind. Erick Keplinger has fallen off the bumper of Alex Corson. But we're about to have a battle here for 7th place between Brock Picard and Alex Corson. So really, this is our one opportunity for a caution to come out before the end of the race. They're going to come quite close together in a 1, but no contact. Oh, a little bit of contact. Up the track goes Brock Picard. Contact between these two battling for position. We'll get a replay of it as they go into turn number 1. Take a look at that number 13. He's going to get close to the 24, and then going into turn number 1, Picard tried to hold the 13 close. Contact, and up the track he goes. Battle still leading. The gap now only 6 seconds, but it is not going to be enough without a caution. 2 laps to go here at Charlotte. Malachi Drake continuing to run down the leader. That time at the line, it was only a 0.2 difference. I do not think that anybody is going to have anything for Jalen Battle unless a caution does come out. I've been commentating for a long time. My throat's getting sore. So coming to the line, white flag waving. That is the white flag of surrender for the rest of the field. Jalen Battle has put on a clinic in the last half of the race. He has gone to battle, and he has won the battle. 1 lap to go remaining here at Charlotte. And I think we are going to see a Jalen Battle victory out of the night. The gap down to 5.5 seconds, but it is nowhere near close enough. Into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Jalen Battle has absolutely dominated the second half of the night, and he is going to come away with a victory in Charlotte. Coming to the line this time by Jalen Battle has won race number 4 at Charlotte. Checkered flag waving. It is over. Malachi Drake going to come home in second. Erick Heeter in third. Michael Rosero in fourth, and Casey Drake will round out the top 5, but it is Jalen Battle who has won in Charlotte. We'll see if we can pull anybody up in the Discord for a post-race interview. Might be able to bring up Michael Rosero, but his race was relatively uninteresting, so I'm not sure what we could say about that. Oh, wow. Chad Adams going around the outside of Jalen Battle on the cooldown lap. So Jalen Battle has won in Charlotte. He has won race number 4. This will be his first win of the season. Congratulations to the driver of the number 7, Jalen Battle. And in terms of the point standings, Battle came into the night in, pretty far down the standings. Nope, that's not actually the right, I don't think this is the right standings. It might be. In any case, Jalen Battle is going to burn it down in Charlotte. Congratulations on the win, Jalen Battle. He went to battle, he won the battle, and he has won at Charlotte. Let's see if I can actually find Jalen Battle. So Jalen Battle came into the night 13th in points, 34 behind the leader. He is going to gain some points on the leader, but it's not going to be enough to make too much of a difference. However, in a series like this, every point does matter. And that is why Jalen Battle is so excited to win the race tonight, doing multiple burnouts on the front straightaway. These points matter. Even if it's only a 5-point gain on your points leader, I mean, at the end of the season, if the championship is won by a single point, then you can absolutely contribute that to this victory in Charlotte. So we're going to see if we can pull anybody up for a post-race interview, and after that, we will be signing off here from TMG. Nobody who really finished in the top 5 to do an interview with, but I guess we could do an interview with Malachi Drake. Malachi Drake. I don't know why I'm saying Drake. I'm doing that by accident. Sorry, guys. All right, I'll go ahead and I don't know if I just want to pull them up. I might. Let's see. Let's go to General. Is there General? Yeah, there is General. So we'll see if we can pull up Malachi Drake for an interview. And if we can, we'll go ahead and pull him in and ask him about his race tonight. And how about that from Jalen Battle? Wasn't looking strong early on in the going, but absolutely put on a clinic in the second half of the race and was able to come away with the victory. Oh, right, we do top 3 interviews. I remember that. Okay, so we don't have Jalen Battle on standby for tonight, but we will go ahead and pull over Malachi Drake if I can figure out how to move. Okay, here we go. Hey, Malachi, this is Jonathan up in the TMG broadcast booth. First of all, congratulations on your second place finish. What I wanted to ask you about tonight was you put on a really good race there. You were gaining on Jalen Battle at the end. What do you think you needed in order to try and challenge for the win?
I think I should have pit sooner, like maybe a lap or 2 after Jalen did, because I was catching him before the stops, and I just waited too long to pit, and he got big of a gap out in front of me with those fresher tires and just didn't have enough time to break him down.
All right, well, I don't have too much to interview about, so unless there's anything else you want to tell us about your race, then I'll go ahead and pull up the 3rd place finisher. Congratulations on your 2nd place finish. Anything else you'd like to add?
Just thank you for broadcasting this. It's good that we have a new broadcaster and to just good race tonight from everybody involved.
Well, congratulations on your 2nd place finish, and thank you for the interview. Next up, we are going to go ahead and pull up Erick Heeter. I can figure out how to move people. Question, if I press this disconnect button, will that just disconnect you from the server here, or will that also disconnect me?
I don't know.
Let's go ahead. All right, I moved him back to admins. Okay, I'm starting to figure out this whole Discord thing, so that's good. Next up, we'll go ahead and pull up Erick Heeter, who finished in the 3rd position. Eric, this is Jonathan up in the TMG broadcast booth. First of all, congratulations on your 3rd place finish tonight at Charlotte. You seem like you really had a long run truck. What do you think you needed to get Malachi there for 2nd and possibly even Jalen Battle for the win?
I think we just overstated the overcut there. We just probably should have pitted with Jalen, been on equal terms. I think I could have been a little bit quicker than that or better than that if I would have pitted there. Me and Malachi were talking about that. But with the strategy we went with, I just wasn't fast enough with the 1 lap difference, so I couldn't get back up to him. I guess he had a really good stop there because he pulled a lot more than I did on him on the last run there, so just didn't have enough.
So in the end, if you think that you had equal strategies, do you think that you would have been able to run down Jalen Battle for the win?
If we did pit on the same lap, I think I could have had a better shot at it for sure. I'm not so sure because Jalen was pretty fast as well. But we'll have to see next week what we can do.
Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. Next up, we're going to go ahead and pull up your winner, Jalen Battle, as he has finally showed up in the Discord. Hold on, I'm just trying to figure out how to move Eric. Okay, there we go. Next up, we're going to pull up Jalen Battle. Here we go. So first of all, Jalen, congratulations on your win in Charlotte. Great performance out there tonight. What do you think it was that got you the win tonight?
I think it was definitely a strategy call there. I knew when we got back going there, we were going to probably pit one more time, but I knew a few people were going to stretch it. So I just thought I'd probably try to split the run in half, try to pit, so put some pressure on everybody else, and hopefully that worked out, and it ended up doing it. Ended up working out, so got kind of lucky there, and had a really fast truck too. I think it was really good on a long run, so. Really felt good in 1 and 2.
So I asked Eric if you guys were on equal strategies, if he thought he was going to be able to run you down and pass you. I'm going to kind of ask you the opposite question. Do you think that if you and Eric were on equal strategies, do you still think you would have been able to come away with the win, or do you think it mostly came down to strategy?
I'm not too sure. If we're on the same strategy there, and I'm not too sure, right? Because he would run me down, and I would pull out on him a bed, and it was kind of like that the whole race. Didn't have the fastest car the entire race. It took me a second to get the track down, but once that happened, I'm not too sure he was fast. I know Malachi was really fast as well. A few other guys were really up there too. So I don't know. It would have been a toss-up, but I think our strategy just played out in our favor.
All right, well, congratulations on the win here in Charlotte. Unless you got anything else to add before we sign off, that is going to be the end of the broadcast, though. Jalen, anything else to add?
Nope. I think that's it. Thank you guys for broadcasting the race. Probably go back and watch it. It was very entertaining for everybody watching, and I'll catch you guys later.
All right. So thank you, Jalen, for joining us here for a post-race interview. Other than that, for TMG, that is going to do it for the broadcast of Race 4 of the Legends Racing League Classic Truck Challenge. We hope you all enjoyed the broadcast. Next week, I'm not actually sure I do know where we're going next week because we are in for a very exciting race. We are going to the Charlotte Roval for Race 5 of the Classic Truck Challenge, barring any schedule changes. I'd also like to say a thank you to Thomas E. Fisher for joining us here in the broadcast. He unfortunately had some technical issues, so he had to end his night early. But in any case, it was a lot of fun broadcasting with you, so if you see this, thank you for joining me. But until next time, this is Jonathan Oates from the TMG Racing Network signing out. We hope you enjoyed the race tonight, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.